I thought that thing was about to come down and hit you.
Come on.
That's all I wanted all along.
Turn around. Let them see your face. There you go. All right. Sit down. Sit down. Sit. 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 This is not... You can't. How you going to be a show dog if you don't listen? Sit down. Sit. There you go. Good boy. All right. All right, y'all. We got a crew cab in here. It's 2006. All right, go. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Oh, nice?
Well, act right then. All right, we got a 2006 Silverado in here. This is Dolph's from Los Chicos down in Valdosta area. We put a notch in his truck last year. He sold that truck, and he's got a reddish burgundy one now that he wants to do. He's already done a cam swap and all in it. Sounds killer.
Sounds very good.
We're about to put a step notch in it, shock relocators, flip kit, 3-inch block, and a shackle.
Snatch the bed cover off.
Yeah, and we're going to pull the bed cover off and put a 2-piece drive shaft in it. So last year when I was trying to get the YouTube thing started, I hit Dolph up, offered to do a notch in his truck for him for free if he'd come over and promote our channel a little bit. He helped get us started, and I'll forever be appreciative of that. So anytime he calls me and needs something done, I'm going to get it done for him. So I appreciate that, fellas. But first, we got to get this bed cover off, and it looks like it is very well installed. He told us we could have his bed cover. Dan has claimed it for his white truck, so sure Chandler will be painting that white here in a couple weeks.
Probably so.
To put on, and I'm glad Chandler's here to help me get it off so he can figure out how to put it back on. So it's a very nice bed cover, though.
It is.
It's got a hinge strut and all. It goes way up compared to most of them. So we're going to get this thing off and get started. Also, the notch that we're using, the flip kit, the blocks, and the shot relocators all come from Trick Toys. You can find that dude on, he's got his own website. He's also on Facebook. He makes offset blocks, so when you're using a flip kit, you can use his block also, and it just works. You don't, if you put a regular block on there, it's only half the flip kit sitting on the block, and it's kind of janky, and it will roll off. So we don't use those. We use his stuff. So Trick Toys, TRICK''D TOYS, Trick Toys. Dude's name's Garrett. Good dude. We're gonna get started.
Hey, look, I'm like, if you broke, just say that. Ain't no need to hate. You should know that I don't play that. Nah, we can't debate. I'm like, if you lame, just say that. Nah, I can't relate, but you should know that we don't play that. So nah, I can't debate. I'm like, if you broke, just say that. Ain't no need to hate. You should know that I don't play that. Nah, we can't debate.
All right, show you a few of these parts he ordered. That's the Trick Toys notch. This is their flip kit setup. That is their 3-inch block. Pick that up there, I'll show them. All right, so this is a 3-inch block that's offset. Hang on, let's see. So he offsets it to work with the flip kit. So that way it's actually under the flip kit and it's a lot more sturdy. We got shot relocation brackets. He sends the 2 bars to go between the notches. And all that comes from Trick Toys. And then that is a Reckless 2-piece drive shaft conversion cross member with their bracket. I usually build those, but Dolph bought one, and I didn't tell him I could build it before he bought it. So we got that. We're going to install it too. And we just got this thing, got the bed off of it here, and got it picked up. The only thing that is not with all this stuff that you're going to need is some longer U-bolts. A flip kit's designed to work with factory U-bolts, but when you put this 3-inch block on, you're going to need some U-bolts that are longer. So we're going to get this mocked up real quick and see if we can catch O'Reilly's before they close and get some longer U-bolts tonight. So we'll fish and jump right in.
ISO. Diamond. Woo! Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Yo, it's too many, hey, it's too many, yo, it's too many, yo, it's too many lies. Look in my eyes, they know I'm the truth.
All right, so if you're not familiar with doing this flip kit stuff, if your truck has a hitch on it, you won't be able to get this bottom bolt out. There's a bolt right here that's part of the bumper bracket's got threads in it. You just take the whole bolt out. And then these two are factory bolts. You just take the nut off the bottom. You can just leave the bolt in there. Do that on both sides. Be 6 total. And then there's 2 under the bottom right here. You can just loosen those, and it'll let the hitch sag. And then you can get the bolts out. You can do everything you need to do. And then you tighten those 2 bolts back up, and it'll push everything back up, and then you can just put your bolts back in. Keep your hand to lay up under there and try to fight it to get everything lined back up. So if you're doing it by yourself, it makes everything a whole lot easier. Just don't tighten these 2 bolts all the way when you're putting it back up. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room to try to get everything back started. We're going to take these loose, the U-bolts loose, and I'm going to show you a trick on the front ones. If you haven't been watching the channel for a while, it might be a trick you can use. It's really helpful for us, so see if we can teach y'all something today.
Maybe.
All right, so crew cab truck, the front bolt is inaccessible on the backside without dropping the gas tank. We've learned a little trick about how to do this. You can push it through, but getting it back out is the problem without dropping the gas tank. You can't get your hand in there. Regular cab and extended cab, you don't have this problem because the frame's made different. So here's how we always do it. We take 15/16 socket. We break that nut loose, which we had actually already done. Yeah. All right. 12 millimeter socket. The only one I have is a 3/8 drive, so I have an adapter. 15/16 wrench. Tighten on the impact. Slide right over the end of the bolt. Put your wrench on there. All right. So it spins the end of it. All right. What you didn't see was we already drilled a hole through the bolt. All right, we're going to take a piece of welding wire.
Yep.
We're going to stick it through the bolt. We're going to run it back out. We're going to twist it around 3 or 4 times. Make sure it don't go nowhere. Then we're going to push this bolt in. The end of the bolt has to be inside this first layer of metal. All right, back up. Move, May. All right, once you get that done, you can grab the leaf spring.
So watch this magic.
You can pull it around the rear end.
Look at that.
And you can put it right back up under it. Now you come back up here, grab your welding wire, pull your bolt right back off.
And you just saved 45 minutes taking the gas tank out.
You just grab your clippers, clip your wire off. Well, that did not work the way I wanted it to there. It's only because the camera's going.
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh, it's pissing me off. All right, anyway.
Yep.
And then you throw your nut back on. The other side, if you look over there, you can see the end of the bolt through the frame. So you don't have to do that on this side. But on the driver's side, you do that without dropping the gas tank. Makes it a whole lot simpler. Hope that saved you some time. Because it sure saved us a lot of time once we figured it out. I used to push that through and then run my welding wire out and tack weld to the end of it. Sometimes
that would still take like 30 minutes though.
Sometimes it would work first try. Sometimes you'd be there for 30 minutes trying to get it.
You've seen it both ways.
So yeah, it's all right. Hang on, and I'll show you how to do it on this side while we film
this side.
All right, same thing.
And you got the access hole.
If your truck's got a stock muffler, it may be kind of in the way. You might have to take a pry bar and pry it over a little bit to get to it. But all in all, it's not bad. I'll say that. Now I can't get the bolt going. All right. Then we're just going to do the same thing here. We're just going to rotate it around. Before you do anything else, you need to put this bolt back through, because if you bolt all that together and that bolt ain't through, you will not get it back through there. So, and just like that.
World's fastest flip kit.
Well, it's not installed yet, but it's getting there.
The axle's flipped.
Yeah, it is that. May done all the work over there.
Yeah. Blood, sweat, and tears.
All right, so we just went to O'Reilly's. We got some 1/2 inch by 10 1/4 long U-bolts. These are rounded, so you won't need the these top pieces right here. You won't need those because those are made for a square U-bolt. So we're just doing away with that. We're doing a round U-bolt. The 9/16 U-bolt would be better, but they didn't have any 1/2 inch. This truck's going to make 300 horsepower at the most, so it's plenty. We're about to get all this through together, and excuse me, I had to get Chandler to stand on this leaf spring a while ago just to get all that together enough to measure it, because the flip kit is 6. That's a 3-inch block. That's 9, 10, and 11. So that's 11 inches of drop on this thing, which is going to be a lot. a lot. So, all right, here we go. And keep pounding. Oh yeah, also, this shackle is in the top hole. This shackle is in the bottom hole. We do that because all these trucks lean to the driver's side. So we lowered the passenger side 1 inch more than the driver's side to make the trucks at level. That's called Chevy lean. We fixed it by just the shackle. So, all right, we're gonna get all this bolted together. It's probably about wind us up for tonight. All right, so we got all this bolted together on both sides. We bottomed the suspension out, found center line. We took wherever the notch is. Oh, it's in there. We took it. We found the center of it. We marked it on the outside. We got our jack standing under the back of the frame to keep it from sagging. And we're going to go in and cut this out. I used to always put them in on the inside out, but I started putting them in on the outside just simply because I don't have to drop the gas tank to do that. It just makes the install a lot faster. You're doing the same thing. The only thing that is changing is this little chunk of metal right here would still be there if I put them in on the inside. If I put them in on the outside, it's going to get cut away and it's going to be welded here. So basically the exact same thing, minus 3 inches of metal there. So, all right, we're about to get this cut out and get this notch in.
Every time I step in the booth, we ain't got a lot, they know we the vibe, we living in proof. It's young, conscious, shoot my life a movie, I live in a spoof. Ain't no sticking around, I'm on the move, I'm checking the deuce. Yeah, it's only us two, so you know we copping that coupe. We on the roof, smoking dope, look at the view. Yeah, we used to chill on the stoop, now we out here breaking the news. It ain't shit you really could do, cause we ain't got nothing to lose. We ain't switched side with no cruise, we just stayed out of the loop. Now we out here letting it loose, every shot we took it was swoosh. Gotta get it, ain't no excuse, ain't shit left to prove. Hey, yeah, hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Too many, it's too many, hey, it's too many, yo, it's too many. Yeah, ask them a real question, yeah, I bet it's all lies. Hey, they won't cross that line for a fact that's offsides. Hey, too much penalties when they run this back, yeah, it's fines. Hey, could have been here with us, but we do not know.
All right, so I got the other notch in. I wasn't going to bore you and show you doing the other side when it's basically the exact same as the first side that we did. So saved you that. But to note, if you don't take the gas tank out, when you get over here and you start doing all your cutting, you need to find a piece of sheet metal or something to cram down. Because, I mean, it only takes one little spark, melt through that plastic, and boom, you're going to get blown up. Your truck's going to burn. Yeah. So, I mean, you see right there where it was blowing through with the plasma. That was keeping it off the gas tank. So, but anyway, we got this in. Next up, we're going to put these bars in. I'm going to get it measured out between the notches here. These notches are at an angle, so the back one is going to be shorter than the front one. So you need to take your time, measure this out. I always try to put them right up at the corner, or like right at the edge where the notch rounds. I always try to butt them up in there nice. So I'm going to get these measured out and chop them down in chop saw, get them tacked in. I'll show you what that looks like in just a few minutes. All right, so on this particular truck, the front one needed to be 38 and the rear one needed to be 36 and 7/8. The bars, I didn't measure them before I filmed the last little clip. These bars were actually 38 inches already. So this one just dropped. I mean, it literally, I didn't take anything off of it at all. Just dropped right in, tacked it in. This one I had to cut inch and an eighth off, and then just stuck it in the table grinder over there and put a quick little bevel on it, and then stuck it in the wire wheel and knocked the mill scale off. And I should have done this one, but I didn't. And I'm about to weld them up, and then on to shock relocators. We're moving right along with this thing. I think we showed you these earlier in the video, but these are the new upper shock tabs that come with from Trick Toys. So he bought the shock extenders also. I put those on, but there's a tube that goes through where the factory bolt would be, and when you have the shock extender on, that tube hits the shock to relocate it like this. So the suspension is as collapsed as I can get it right now. Actually, the drive shaft is hitting. We're going to address that when we do the two-piece drive shaft, but for right now, that's hitting, so it's collapsed as far as it can go right now. I've got the shock mocked up. I've got plenty of travel. This actually will go all the way down to where that sticker starts. So I've got that much more travel, and the truck's only probably going to go down another maybe, I don't know, inch and a half with the bed on. So I got plenty of travel left in the shock. But if you do not want to relocate your shocks up here, you can put the shock extender on there and run the shock to here, and it would work. I just checked all that out. But when you get a shock laid over that far, it doesn't really work as effective as one that's standing more straight up. So we're going to do it this way. It's just, I prefer the look of this also. And like I say, we're mocking it up. I've got an old 8510 Nitro Drop 2 shock. Doesn't really have much juice left to it, so you can kind of collapse it, put it where you want to be. It's great for mock up. But I ordered him 2 more of those Monroe 37281s that we've been using. They're the exact same length as this Nitro Drop 2. To me, they ride better, and I can get them locally, and they're about $20 cheaper than a pair of Nitro Drop 2s. So Monroe, part number 37281. I'll show them to you. Those will be in tomorrow. I'll pick those up and get those swapped out. And but for right now, we're gonna keep on mocking up on this thing, and yeah, I like the way this thing's turning out. All right, y'all. Next night, went and picked up shocks when I got off work today. 37281, same ones we keep telling y'all we use a lot of. Monroe OE Spectrums, they just ride great. Just ain't really motivated today. It's already like 7:30. Just got home from work. It's been a long, crappy day. And then I get home and it didn't even rain today, but the humidity is so high that everything's wet. So, oh, it's lovely. All right, we're gonna spray paint all this black tonight. I gotta mount that brake line first. Once I get that mounted, I'm gonna tack weld it to the notch. Then I'm gonna spray paint the notch and everything. Get all that painted black, and then throw my shocks on, bolt those on for the last time. Tighten all the suspension bolts because nothing's tight yet. So we're gonna tighten everything, and then get it ready to spin it around, do the 2-piece drive shaft swap. And once I get that done, that'll probably wind up tonight. And then tomorrow night we'll come in and cut the bed, get it ready to go back on. With the tire size that he's got, which is I believe a 275/55. Let me find it. Yeah, 275/55. They're really tall, so I'm probably gonna have to cut a good bit of the wheel tub out to make it work. But I don't know if he's planning on running smaller tires or just changing different tires and wheels or everything. I don't know yet, but I'll let him figure that out. So sorry if I sound like crap. I've been sick, so just trying to get it done while I feel like it. So. All right, so excuse me, the compressor's running. It's kind of loud. But we're starting on this 2-piece drive shaft swap. We already got it up in the air. I got it took loose. We finished spray painting the bottom of the rear end and everything. We're gonna get this. I'm gonna let her get that cleaned up, and then we're gonna snatch this one out, stick the new one in so it don't leak a bunch of fluid, and we're gonna get it bolted up here. One of the caps is missing off of that drive shaft. The junkyard lost it. So I pulled these 2 off. Maybe I can get one of those to go in there enough to mock it up. And then tomorrow I'll get a universal joint because it's already after 9. I can't get one at the parts store. But the only thing that I've noticed might be an issue is this exhaust he's got on here. That cross member is going to be going across the frame here. And this exhaust is, looks like it's going to be all in the way. So we may have to flip that cross member upside down from how it's normally supposed to be or something to get it in there. But we're going to get it. All right, so me and Blue Stuff's got the drive shaft in. We got it all mocked up. We got it almost bottomed out right here. This is a non-slip application because the front drive shaft is mounted solid to the carry bearing, so it's not going to go in and out. So you don't want it out a little bit. So that yeah, okay. So we got this Reckless cross member in. We did have to take his exhaust off. Come here. As it was running, well, it was running right where that cross member is. All right, so we set pinion angles also. I couldn't check it with the full weight on the truck because I couldn't let the truck all the way down. But with it hanging right here, we have got 3.1 degrees up. No, I'm sorry, 3.4 degrees up. Here, we've got negative 3.1 degrees. So they're almost perfectly equal opposites. When they're that close, what I always do is I set this at the same angle as the transmission. So that's going to basically put this joint at negative 3.1, and it's going to be opposing of the positive 3.4 back there. So it's pretty damn close. And that's it's kind of hard to see with this light, but that's what we're going to go with. So I'm going to get in here and mark this real good. I got to take all this back apart, clean all that so I can weld it, and then I may go ahead and tack weld this before I pull it back out. But then, now that I got all my measurements, I can just stick it in here and burn it in, and the drive shaft will be done. We got plenty of clearance up here around the drive shaft. Yeah, I usually build my own cross member, and I'll be honest, I usually mount it right here and come across, and then all I've got is this little bitty perch going to right here instead of this big long one like Reckless does. But looks like it's gonna work just fine. So now we get to get dirty and weld it up, and we're about to be done with this project. Are you excited? You ready to get back on this S10 over here?
Yes.
In case y'all didn't see it in the background of Jeff's video.
No.
It's got
that. That's what we need.
You mean that blowed up thing over there? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's got a bed on it now. It's just kind of sitting there. But yeah, we're getting closer. We're getting more parts in every day, literally.
Literally. Our dining room's full.
Our dining room is full. Got a super cool new radio. Y'all see that in the next video. All right, let's get back to work. Also, another note, a lot of people will try to center this drive shaft between the frame rails. I don't do it that way. Hold this right here, let me show you why. I don't do that because if you measure from this frame rail to the center of that output, it's 20 3/8. And if you come over here to this side, which is kind of hard to do with the exhaust, it's about 18. So the output of this transmission is not centered in the frame as it is. So why would you center the drive shaft? Then it's going to go this way and then back to the rear end. So we center it even with the output. Yeah, don't center it between the frame, center it with the transmission. So one more thing to note, this drive shaft is it's a stock Chevrolet drive shaft. It come out of a extended cab, 2-wheel drive, 99 to 2006. 99 to 2006 extended cab, 2-wheel drive, short bed Silverado. It's the same wheelbase as a crew cab. This has got a little longer cab and a little shorter bed, the same wheelbase. So this drive shaft will work just fine. Got it at a junkyard for $54. The carry bearing looks good. All the universal joints actually look good, but they lost the cap off the back one, so I'm gonna have to put a rear universal joint in it. But if it wasn't for that, I could just put it in there. I had $54 in this drive shaft. So junkyard. Don't pay $700 for one because they're gonna clean one of these up and send it to you. So all right, y'all. So it's the next night. Got a universal joint today. Part number 534G. Got it swapped in. It's a Precision brand. It's got inner locks on all 4 sides. There's no little ear right here to hold this in. So if you don't put that inner lock, it's gonna sling apart. So make sure you put all 4 of the locks on it. Or if you don't know how to change the universal joint, let somebody else do it for you. But anyway, we got that in. I got the cross member in. Everything's tacked. Double checking all my measurements. As you can see right here, we had it off a little bit on the first one. I screwed up. I had my left eye closed while I was reading tape measure, and well, it was off a little bit. So we came back, moved it over, retacked it, set my pinion angles again, and everything's good to go. We're fixing to burn that guy in, and we'll be ready to rock and roll, get this thing on the ground, and get it out of here. I got to cut this bed and get it back on tonight. So yeah. Well, I'm not going to show you again. I showed you earlier in the video. But this, from the frame rail to the output of the transmission, is offset to the passenger side. So we just offset this to the passenger side also. And your differential is offset to the passenger side. So if you center that between the frame rails, your drive shaft is going to make a V shape. We don't want that, so. But, all right, we're about to get this thing burned in, get it spray painted up, and set this thing on the ground, get this bed through up so we can start getting it ready to cut. And we're about done with this project. We got to cut the bed out. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. I get a lot of questions about that. How do we figure out where to cut the hole? But first, there's a heat shield on the bottom. You can unbolt it. It's a star head. I ain't never had no good luck getting them out. Some of them will come out, some of them won't. So we always just cut them. So I'm gonna cut it down here, cut it up here, be done with it. Safety third. All right, so this is actually aluminum. We just cut through it there and at the top, and then we just cut the head of the bolt off instead of cutting it and having that little piece in there. It's just easier that way. Grab your tape measure. Hope you know how to read one. If you don't, let me see if I can teach you something. All right, so here's your bed bolt hole. That's going to be the same on the frame and the bed as it was. So you know it didn't move. All right, we got to give a little bit of slack to accommodate for that shock right here. So we're going to come back, just say enough to clear the shock. Probably about to that hole right there. Let's just say to the center of that bed bolt right there is 11 inches. All right. That bed bolt is this one. All right. So get your Sharpie out your pocket. Hang your tape measure. Center of the hole. 11 inches. Now we're going to go do the same on the other side at the rear.
It's going to be
11 inches. It better be 11 inches, or I didn't measure right. Also, I got this brake line right here. So, center of the bolt hole, the bed floor is going to be about right there.
safe enough.
And we didn't measure that before, so we got lucky right there that that brake line's going to clear.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do the same thing right here. We're going to come down, turn that around. We're going to go about 11 inches. All right, now we're going to go back to the frame again. And we're going to do the same at the front. If you notice, front bed bolt is not in line with the frame. It's off to the side, so we're going to give our little bit of slack there for the shock. But right there, look at there.
11
that one's
inches.
Well, yeah. I'm actually going to go about 10 3/4 on this one. Give me a little bit of slack. All right, so that bed bolt is this one. So we're going to come inside of that one. This right here is usually right above the frame. So we're going to go right there. We're going to go 10 3/4.
I'm telling the black Sharpie is the most important tool in the box.
Yes, and safety glasses, because I had to go to the eye doctor earlier this week and have a piece of metal cut on my eye. $200 later and a day of putting eye drops in. It's not fun. Wear the safety glasses, people. I was not even grinding when I got metal in my eye this time. I was knocking a bolt through the lower shock bolt hole, and somehow something popped over there and hit me in the eye.
Blame Dolph.
Yeah, I'm blamed Dolph. All right, same thing on this side. All right, so I'm gonna come right on up here. Center that hole, about 10 3/4. We're gonna mark that. All right, cut that off for a second. Let me go. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so this is just an old Pittsburgh level. I bought a Harbor Freight years ago, probably $12-15, super cheap.
Super long.
Yeah. So you just lay it across here. You take this Sharpie and you lay it on the flat side where you're gonna get a straight line. And you raise this thing up until you're on the mark. Then you get your buddy to come around here.
Oh, he's talking about me.
Yeah, and hold pressure on it so it don't drop. Hold pressure on it so it don't drop. I had a pen in my mouth there. You couldn't understand. All right, we're going to do the same on this side. We're going to line it up. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Look at that. It actually lined up. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Those fine people on the internet's going to think we done something.
All
All right, we're going to do the same here at the bottom.
They make straight cuts. Ain't no way.
Oh, no, not a cut. All right, that's good. All right, you got that side?
Yeah.
Get the side down here. All right. These bed floors are usually really greasy, so sometimes I have to change out Sharpies in the middle of this, but
This one's good.
yeah, this one looks pretty good. And by change out, I mean wipe it off with my finger and try again.
Yeah.
Hey, that one dropped down a little bit. What was you doing with your job, Chandler?
I don't know. Evidently not holding it.
But if we would have told you, would you have known? No. So, all right. This is that side of the fender well on the bed. We're going to just cut right up kind of to it. Go straight down. We might have to get the sawzall in right here. But the rest of it will be cut with a cutoff wheel. It'll be a nice pretty square. But I also have to cut some of the wheel well out because he's got this four-wheel drive tire on here. And that's going to hit, that's going to hit, that's going to hit. So we're going to have to go in there and take a square out. When I done his truck last time, the last notch, he didn't have the 3-inch blocks on and it all cleared. But when he put the blocks on, he had to cut all that out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for him. And let's get it cut. I can definitely tell it's got bed liner on those sides. Right here.
I'm gonna get you struggling with him.
You only get one shot at this, so I'm trying to take my time. What'd you say, ninja kick it?
Huh?
What'd you say, ninja kick it?
That sounds good to me. Let's get that on video. Oh, it's like it was
Rejected.
One more time. Yes, hello.
Alright, so we shaved the lip down right here with the cutoff wheel. We just took a little bit off and then we cut this pocket out for tire clearance. We're fixing to lay it back down. We've already done both sides. And then we're going to cut the top of the wheel tub out. And then later on, he's going to add wheel tubs, I guess. So, we're just going to cut it out where he have tire clearance so he can get it home. And he can go from there with different tire sizes or whatever. And them boys, they change tires every other day. So,
Yeah.
it probably has a 24-inch snowflakes on it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Finally got this thing wrapped up. So cut the top of the wheel tubs out. Both sides, they match. He's going to put tubs in it eventually. But for right now, he just wanted to make clearance. And he's got a set of wheels to go on it. I don't know what they are. Don't know all the details. I'm sure they'll show you on their video. But for right now, we made these fit. We trimmed the fender lip pretty much all the way away and pulled it out just enough to clear on both sides so he can get it home and do whatever they're going to do with it. But all in all, I think it turned out pretty good. It's a freaking hammer in the back for sure. Get some of that little fender, that door edge trim stuff like we've been using. Put it around them tubs right there. Look good. All right, y'all. Well, maybe that gives y'all a little insight. Also, note the gas tank cross member. We cut that in two because the drive shaft was still really close. You'll never have any trouble with it, and especially on this truck, it's got two new cross members in there, so the frame's not gonna move. It's solid, I promise. And well, if it had a hitch on it, the hitch would be sitting on the dirt. All right, y'all say bye.
See ya.
Toodaloo.